Welcome to Geekin Out, everybody. Hi.
Hey. Oh,
Feliz Dia de
okay.
los
We're good.
Muertos, everybody. Okay, it's not really today, but we're gonna get to that.
We're so close. We're so close.
I know we're so close. We are so close. We're almost close to the culmination of the spooky season, so we're really excited to be here. This is I feel like we really get really excited for like this time of the year. I have to say, like
Yes.
everyone, each of us always does in our different way, or for whatever reasons. Like, and we intersect where we do, but it's nice. This is like our time. I'm excited. So, this episode we are going to be doing. We are back on episode. Oh, what is this? 7, 8 of season 2, something like that. But we are doing Dia de los Muertos today. So we're gonna talk about the geeks who came before us, our geeky ancestors, and the influences that have made us who we are today, I suppose. So first we shall start with a few greetings. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Try like, share, comment, subscribe. Follow all those things. You can find us at Geekin Out on Facebook. At Bonelli Media as well. You can find us on Instagram. We are WNM Bonelli Media. Geekin Out. Bonelli Media WNM Geekin Out. 1G, not 2. And then otherwise, yeah, also same thing. Bonelli Media also on you can find us on all these places.
Julian, you've done this before.
I have, I swear. Like, I know where they are.
Yeah.
Where are we?
It's the N and the M. They get me every time. Oh.
Julian, no.
And I have read books before. Okay. But yeah, so follow us where you do. We are also on YouTube, Geeking Out, and at Twitch at Daygamer, and then at Ricky Z social. You can find us on Twitter.
Twitch,
and
Twitter.
As well. Yeah.
Yes, and also Bonelli Media has its own
that's right.
specific Twitch now, which you would normally see the writing sprints hosted by Liz.
Oh.
Those are on Wednesday nights and Saturday afternoons, Eastern Standard Time, even though she's all the way in California. So a shout out to Liz. So usually we will rehost or rebroadcast Monday's episode on Fridays or Saturdays.
Yeah.
Depending on how quickly I remember to do it. On the Bonelli Media Twitch. So you guys can watch it there too if you missed Monday nights.
Okay. All right, so then otherwise, we're gonna do a really quick introduction. You already kind of know us at this point. I'm Julian. I'm Geek, Crazy Greek. And below we have Timon. He's also an awesome geek. He's a great horror geek, by the way. He's a nice addition to our cast in that way. We have Ricky Z. We all know she is power everything, power mom, power music.
I'm just here.
She is the power gem. Yes. And then we've got Jermaine over here, our other resident geek. He's. I feel like he's just a little bit more comic geek. No, right? I feel like comics are a little bit more your home.
Comics are more of my home, but I am a geek of everything.
Oh yes, yeah, that's right. There's a geek of a thousand fandoms. Jack of a thousand fandoms. There we go. Okay, so
yes.
Yes. Welcome. We're happy to be here. How's everybody feeling today? It is Monday.
It's Monday.
Like,
why do we keep having this show on a Monday?
Oh, I know.
We decided to push ourselves to do it every Monday instead of every other Monday. What were we thinking?
Let's take a break for that.
Yeah.
Let's have it. Let's start with that one. Okay.
The only thing
I'm so dead.
is today I have the massive headache because I woke up too early. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that means.
So
just like every day is too early. Thank you.
It's 5 in the afternoon. No.
It's fine. It's only 7 p.m.
Well,
it's
now
8 over here. Yeah. Sheesh, it's bedtime for my
Oh,
children.
it's 8 here.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock over here.
Look, you done lost track of time.
It's a Monday. It's a Monday,
that's for sure.
Oh, it's okay. Okay, well, I guess. Well, we're feeling the Monday. I guess that's how it's going. But it's okay. We're gonna make it work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I low-key, like, not low-key, I really do, and this is what I enjoy about Mondays, is doing this show with you guys, because, I can just, I'll sit here and have my little drinky drink, and don't do it, Tamon, no, don't worry, don't do it, and just, like, enjoy myself, because I know the rest of the week is going to be crazy as a mug, okay, so... Let me enjoy my Monday evening.
Yeah.
For the rest of the week.
Okay, we're here for it. No, I agree. I look forward to it in that way as well. It's like, at the same time, because this is kind of the preface of what we started this as. It was something that we just wanted to do together, because we're like, we really enjoyed ourselves. We enjoyed doing this. So it's like, let's come here and enjoy ourselves. So
yeah.
Right. Here we are. So, so we are going to do the drinking game of today, the word of today. We're just gonna do dead, actually. Not death, not dying, not any other versions of it, just straight dead. Because I think I'll use that word enough, and I think we'll probably get to it plenty of times. So,
I have good news and bad news on that front.
Oh no!
I love you all, but Jermaine ain't got nothing to drink in the house but water. He's trying to shrink down to Julian size, and that's going to take like 7 years. So,
Oh,
Why? No!
I can fit in all of my costumes again. Like, you don't understand.
You ain't said nothing but a word. I hear you.
Oh, that's right.
Dude.
Halloween is around the corner.
You can always go to Mexico.
Stop it.
You don't understand how painful it is to not be able to fit any of my old cosplays and bring any of them back.
Ma'am.
Well, you can always alter them, no?
Well, tequila has very
You can't blow things up from a medium to an extra large. Like,
I've tried. It don't work.
It does.
Okay. Well, that's right though. I heard that tequila has low calories.
It does.
What you need to get is the Skinny Girl vodka, some soda water, and a little bit of lime.
No.
Yes.
A lot of bit of lime. The lime would be good for it.
I know. There's a certain mama that I know that swears by it. Lost some weight on it, simply because even though like it's still vodka, but it has less of the sugar, and so it's straight up alcohol at that point. So
it's
enjoy.
Right. It sounds lovely to be quite honest with you.
Or you can starve yourself. When you get hungry, just eat a cube of cheese.
We don't support that.
We don't. We really don't.
We don't support that.
Speaking of death.
Right? That's how that happens. No.
Yeah, we don't do that. We don't support.
We don't subscribe.
Oh, okay. So, so then the word of the day is going to be death. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I feel like that's actually going to kill us, but let's roll with it.
Isn't that the point?
Yeah, right.
I opened up this whole bottle of wine just for this evening.
I know. He asked, can we show off that bottle of wine?
The word should be dead. Just let it be dead. If
exactly,
was killed us last time when we did friggin' Grey Hall and
can you not
like Thundera, we can do dead.
That's true. We did do. Oh my god, we did do Thundera. Yo, I don't know how we made it through. I was really drunk last week. Maybe that's what it was.
But for those that might be wondering, I'm drinking a red wine. It's a red wine blend, and the no promo, but
I was gonna say just because the look of the label, if you just show without actually the name
promos with this, like
I can't
by these alcohols,
right? So technically no, but like it's called Vampire. Like the actual the actual winery is called Vampire Winery, and it's in Napa Valley, and it has a cute little label, with the V with the blood dripping down.
But I like the silver plaque of it. You know what I mean? It's like a silver plaque on like a
Oh no,
dark bottle.
that was just the green screen messing with your vision.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
JK guys.
It's just a plain
Julie's
pan.
colorblind, which
You
doesn't
can't
help.
fish us.
No, but it's still a nice bottle and it's still good wine.
That's all that matters.
Okay, I'm having a good old time. Don't judge.
Are you
okay?
getting True Blood?
Okay, you know what?
It's a season for
I
it.
was
I
just
mean,
thinking
someone
about
has
that.
to.
And I'm surrounded by vineyards and wineries. Why am I not trying to get us sponsored by these guys?
I know. Oh well, we'll make it. We're getting there. Honestly, all you gotta do is just go there. Oh, that's right.
I mean,
just go
your
there and be like,
next assignment, Jermaine.
we're making it work.
Let me get some wine. But I don't drink wine, but I'll send it to you guys. You guys can drink it for me. Give me the
Even
lowdown.
better.
Yes, we'll take it. Okay. So I thought perhaps we just do like a quick break. No, get out of the way.
I mean, we can. If you're ready for it, that's what you want. We can do it.
Yes. No, actually, no. I lied. When was I gonna do it? I was gonna do it later. So dumb, Julian. I'm so dumb sometimes. But okay, we're gonna keep on going.
You tell me what you want to do.
No. We're going to do Geekin Out. Duh. Hello.
Okay.
So good. Okay. So
Okay.
we're just gonna keep on rolling. So guys, I wanted to find out also what we are geeking out about these days. So we are still in the spooky season, and there is one thing that I was actually just watching, which is it's very fresh, I guess, in my brain because of it. But it is actually really spooky because it some of the situations just give you this really weird anxiety. So it's just it's good. They build the suspense very well, I suppose. Is the way of saying it. So the movie is called VHS, and I think it's on Pluto TV maybe. Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah, I was like, okay.
Pluto got something good. What?
No, it's Shudder.
Shudder. Oh, Shudder.
Oh, nope. Take that back, Pluto. Sorry.
Even more obscure.
Sorry, Pluto.
My bad. Okay, well, it's good.
It's
good. I was just like, oh, this is unsuspecting.
I've been watching the best thing, y'all. It's on Tubi.
With commercials.
It's just like you're watching a show, you're watching a movie, and then they're in the middle of a sentence and cut to commercial. They don't even take the time to separate it for a good commercial break.
I know.
Oh yeah, they really don't.
The whole streaming service
actually at the most key moments. They really do it at the moments where you're just like no, this is not when you need the commercial. This is like, bitch. So mad.
The way that
behind her.
The way my children's feelings are so hurt when we go to a hotel and they turn on TV and there's commercials. And I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all. This is how it is in the real world. This is how it is on the outside.
We don't live like this. We don't live like this.
This is how it is on the outside. There's commercials on this. And for us to watch something on Tubi or anything like that, commercials, ooh.
What are these?
Can we fast forward these? Nope. I don't have the premium. I don't have the premium account.
Try to fast forward on Hulu. They will definitely take you right back to that point at the beginning of that commercial.
Right, they sure will.
You gonna let me finish what I was saying to you. That's how Hulu is.
Look, I'll give you the option to choose what version of this commercial you gonna get, but you gonna watch this commercial.
You gonna watch this commercial.
I hate those. Freaking choose your own adventure commercials. No, I don't want to choose nothing. Just give it to me.
I want to go back to what I was
This ain't no damn Goosebumps. Stop.
This is not an interactive.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, I forgot. I remember those. I haven't seen those in a while, to be honest. The ones where you have to actually forward it yourself. Bitch, what? No.
Now I have to work to see a commercial.
Netflix, are you still watching? No, bitch. I'm not doing any of these things. What?
No.
Keep it rolling.
Speaking of, did you see the Choose Your Own Adventure horror movie that Netflix put out a month or two ago?
I haven't seen it, but I hear wouldn't that be very Bandersnatch in a way? What was that?
It is
Black Mirror.
That was the first of its kind.
Yeah, that always brings me back to Goosebumps and Animorphs when they had the and that era where all young all YA genre books, they all had the dual plot lines, the interwove. That was always fun. But they did that for like all the book series at that time. I think Scholastic, just did that for like all of their book series.
Hey, who was geeking out just now? I think we just completely got off track. Who was that? Who was geeking out? Was that you, Julian?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just asking because I'm trying to remember what's going on.
It was Julian.
I was geeking out about
ADHD brain.
No, we were geeking about Scholastic. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the VHS on
and the
Shudder.
horror.
That's
Shudder.
what it was.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there it is. VHS Shudder. Yes. Yeah. VHS is on Shudder. Okay, so yeah, sorry guys. Oh, that movie is crazy. Okay, this movie is crazy. It's very they build the see, bring the train station right back. Thank you, girl. So they build the suspense very well in this movie. It's very unassuming, and then it all has that, like, I guess it's made with the VHS filter, so it brings me back to like that time. It harkens back to, like, our VHS days, because that's kind of our time and stuff.
I wasn't old enough to know what you're talking about.
Okay, it's my time at least.
Pre-K pause. Stop that.
Don't.
He said, honor thy ancestors. Let me pay you some homage, old man.
Pre-K pause. No, sir. Don't do that to me.
I don't know.
Not a pre-K pause. No, not him.
I don't know anything about a V, H, or an S. A Blu-ray.
That is the pre-Blu-ray, the prehistoric Blu-ray. But so it's all done in that kind of filter. So then it has that feel to it. So then it also has like this old school kind of feel where it's like certain technologies and things that we have today. It takes them out as a factor. So like a lot of the things that we feel like are unbelievable about it, because it's like, that would never happen today, but it's not today technically. It's like VHS time. It's like this, like, it's probably like the 90s, something like that, So it's like, it's crazy. But anyway, it's really cool, and just the way that we weave everything together, it's really well done. It's very scary, so it's.
Oh yeah, I haven't finished it yet, but it was good.
To be honest, I haven't either yet. But you know what it is? But okay, so the suspenseful scenes that build the anxiety. What built the anxiety for me, I found, was just their cringeworthiness. Is that the right way of saying it? That's what made me anxious about those scenes more than anything else. Wasn't really the parts that were supposed to, I guess, be horror for me. I guess it was just more the other things that were surrounding it. So like there's this one part where they're like at a party and it's just very like raucous, and then like the party makes its way like outside and it's just kind of like creepy, in that way. And then it's like it's like, and like, okay, and so they're like drunk and interacting, so you're just like, oh god, where is this going? Like, just think 1,000 directions, and it doesn't go in any of them, by the way. The ones that you're thinking of, it goes in none of them, but it builds this anxiety, because it's just like they're almost real life situations in a way. They're very like down to earth, regular situations that just kind of go really crazy, and you're just like, this is not what you would expect.
It's really like how fast and how quick things can go left.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, because you're just like, okay, everything here seems normal and free, and then it's just like,
where's Julian? Oh
no! So it's a good one though. So other than that, what else am I geeking out about these days? Oh, and then Bad Batch.
There's more?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What did we say, Julian?
Oh, my bad.
What did we say, Julian? Don't give me that. Don't tell me that.
My bad. Okay.
Don't do that Tina moan.
Oh, God, it was so bad. Okay. So, Bad Batch is nice, but we're gonna move it on. Jermaine, what were you geeking out about these days?
Lately, just Metroid Dread. Perfectly scary, perfectly just suspenseful, super fun. Everybody should play it. It's out now on Nintendo Switch.
Ooh, look.
And Dune, but like I haven't seen Dune yet. I've been trying to see Dune, but I'm late. I can't find the hour to fit it in.
Doing this awesome.
I'm sorry, Ricky.
No, because I completely understand it, because like anything new where like I'm going to have to actually focus and pay attention to, it takes planning for me to do that, because like that's too much. Like, because at some point when I have the time to actually watch anything new, it's bedtime, and I don't want to fall asleep. I want to be able to watch and enjoy it.
Right, exactly.
So like I gotta wait till the weekend till I'm like, it's hair day, it's wash day, and I have to wash my hair and retwist my hair to sit and like focus and watch a movie or show, any of that. It's really upsetting, actually.
It sounds upsetting. I'm sorry about that.
No, it is. It's more you have to like put on the background things.
Like, I hate it here. Honestly, I hate it.
You know what actually what I'm doing that with?
Put new stuff on in the background.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm paying attention.
No, you
but like,
do that with reruns.
No, like but see the thing, I remember like I was doing my hair and I watched at least like 2 or 3 documentaries while I retwisted my hair. And I was straight up paying attention to them too. So like I need.
What are they about? I love documentaries.
Oh, there was one about I was finishing up the one about Kurt Cobain. That's on HBO Max. I've watched the one on Woodstock 99.
Ooh.
That one was really interesting. Like, it was so weird to watch it as someone that was still a kid when it happened. So yeah, so Woodstock 99, I think I was in like 5th grade.
Oh, Woodstock 99, never mind.
Yeah, Woodstock 99. Yes. Look, y'all.
I was like, what you mean you were still a kid in 69?
No, 99.
Vampire?
No, for real. So 99. So like 99 is the one that like Limp Bizkit played in. I think Korn was there.
Oh, I was there.
Kid Rock was there. And so like it really talked about how that whole thing was a shit show. And like honestly, all the previous Woodstocks, maybe except for like the one in the early 90s, were shit shows too. The one in the 60s was a shit show. It's just that the folks that went to the one in the 60s or like remember anything about the 60s, it's all nostalgia for them. Yeah. Peace, love, and happiness. No, it was just about as bad as the 99 one as well.
Sounds like Freaknik.
There was just as much sexual assault in Freaknik as there was in Woodstock 99. Okay?
Okay.
Except this time there was, except for Freaknik, there wasn't like mud and like feces.
It was much cleaner than
it was
than
much
the last
cleaner.
time.
Yes, look, it's on HBO. It's on HBO Max. You have to watch it because it was just like I remember like seeing that stuff, but like there's so much that kind of went on in the background. Like, oh yeah, that makes complete sense in hindsight now. Yeah, because all those people that went to Woodstock 99 are probably like in their 40s now. And you can just tell, you can foresee how they turn out right now just from how they were acting.
Still are dealing with the things that happened at Woodstock 99.
Yes, they are. So look, especially the women that were there. They're still yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. So yes, that was
okay.
But that's me like being able to focus while doing my hair. Like I have to be doing something else while watching things.
I love that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And Timon, what are you and Lord Zed over there geeking out about?
You can see my Lord Zed.
Yes. I didn't even peep him in the corner there. He's so cute.
You know, he's just chilling, minding his business, watching my back. Right, Lord?
Oh, right. Loyalty. We love
Are you the reader to his Zed?
Reader to your Zed.
Yay!
See, that's the relationship you want. Relationship goals, right? So, but no, I'm geeking out about just this season in general. There's so much stuff on TV. I watch You. I don't know if anybody's seen You on Netflix. If you like something that's suspenseful, but it's not a horror movie, Ricky, you will love You.
You know, I've been tempted to watch it, but like white guy serial killers, I've seen those plenty of times. I don't know.
I mean,
but
she said, "Look, I had the Lifetime channel growing up."
Or the news.
The news,
or
like
I went to school. It's all the same. Lock and Key. That's on Netflix, season 2. That was really good.
Oh yeah, I heard that's real hot right now.
Lock and Key is good. Yeah, Lock and Key is good. And I went to go see Halloween.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. And I did see Dune.
How was it?
Jermaine, And how was Halloween?
Mm-hmm.
I gave it like a 7 out of 10.
That face of disappointment and like it was like black.
It was dripping with disdain.
Look, the fact that it did
Seven, but
not
his face
your
said
joy
3.
makes me so sad for you. I hate it.
I mean, it was tons of murder and carnage, but the storyline was lackluster,
Oh yeah.
unfortunately. But they did show a trailer to Scream in the new Scream movie in Halloween, so that made me extremely excited.
I'm mad that it didn't give what it was supposed to give for you, though.
It didn't give me anything besides.
Oh,
Well, I
that's
did
a
scream
shame.
a lot, but that's just what I do in general.
Yeah.
In movies, to be clear.
Yeah.
But
But not usually
all
for
I'm
show.
geeking out about. Huh?
Yeah.
They said, but not usually for shows. Yeah, you scream in movies. No, okay, yeah, okay, awesome.
But actually, the one thing that we've been me and the kids have been geeking out about recently, it's not new, but because Broadway has just basically reopened in like the last month or so, we've been listening to the Six soundtrack. We've been listening to Six for like the longest time. We're like trying to watch things on YouTube. I'm real tempted. I don't know. I really want to go to Broadway and see some things. I need some stuff to tour. I need
Yes.
COVID to get his shit together so we can get some more tours going. Because there's several things I want to see, but I don't have the coins to go to New York to see.
Yeah.
Because
Have you seen Wicked?
no, I have not seen Wicked, which honestly, like that will probably tour before any of the other ones that I actually want to see. Because I know it's toured through Atlanta. I'm sure it's toured through Columbus a couple times too.
Yeah.
But
Wicked is amazing.
I love the music, but like
Yeah.
I want to see Six.
Six is so good. Oh my god.
I want to see Beetlejuice the musical. That's
Yes.
coming back in like April, I think, of 22.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, I don't know. That one I'm not familiar with. Six, I'm familiar with the soundtrack in the same way you are. Then.
Yes,
but
yes.
I did see them perform once in Bryant Park like a few weeks ago. Actually, it was really.
I would have been happy with that.
Yeah, honestly, it was fucking awesome. To be honest, it was like they do Broadway in Bryant Park every year. Well, I guess maybe not COVID year, so I think they came back this year for it. So it was really nice actually. So they do all the running shows. They all do a performance or two. So yes,
I would love that.
So do we currently now always refer to 2020 as COVID year?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's officially called? Because you said except for COVID years.
Except for COVID year, I don't know.
Of our life that it's just called COVID
Well,
year.
no, I feel like it's just the height of COVID because it's like kind of when we shut down because like it's still technically going. So it's
right, I'm like it's still technically COVID years.
I think it's like COVID years. Exactly. It's much more plural, but it's still kind of a running thing, which is I guess why.
It's
so
like
2020 is just like the height of it.
COVID years. It's just
right because
I
you
guess
want to be
COVID, the shutdown.
I
suppose what I would go with because it was a global shutdown, so it was a little bit more.
The height of the COVID like hysteria was 2020. The height of hysteria was 2020.
Yeah. Well, but to be honest, though, I'd say the height of it in general because we are probably one of the few countries that are still really suffering in that way, like as severely. Most other countries have had theirs under control.
They have their life back.
Yeah, essentially. So here we are, of course, behind. But anyway, so they were closed for that year, and they came back for Broadway and Bryant Park, and then that was really nice. It's all the shows that are reopening, and they all did a performance or two. Six is killer. I mean, only four of the six are there, but they but they were so good. That, and then they also have this other thing. It's called Showstoppers, where they do all the costumes. I think I've talked about this before technically, but they have all the costumes from all the Broadway shows that are running, and Six is like one of the opening ones.
If I can find like an Anna Cleese costume, like I would.
They're baller. Oh
I want the Anna Cleese. I posted on Facebook that like I'm looking for an Anna Cleese costume, and like why Anna Cleese? Because her music, "Get Down," is my favorite. I don't care. Look.
Yeah.
But look, you want a joke though? Besides the one that survived, I mean, she ended up pretty okay at the end.
I mean, yeah, she
got
did
divorced.
get like divorced like immediately, but still.
But still, he gave her own. She lived. Number one, she got to live. wasn't beheaded and now
That's always a plus.
right. And then
I mean, look at what had to happen for the other two to get beheaded, though. Like, Catherine Howard sort of deserved it, but like not really, but sort of did, and totally didn't. Like Anne Boleyn, they did her dirty.
Oh yeah, they did.
But what I like about Six, though, is that they take a different take on Catherine Howard. What I think is more appropriate, because the fact that she's probably one of the youngest of his wives, like still a teenager, and like her past is basically pretty much acknowledging the fact that like she was taken advantage of by the men in her life repeatedly.
And so, was an actual witch? Sorry. Wasn't one of them an actual witch?
Anne Boleyn
was accused of being a witch.
No, she wasn't an actual witch. They just accused her of being a witch because she like was like, "Oh, I'm having a boy," and then had a girl. And they're like, "You bewitched him. You lied to him. You made him
right." She was accused of being a witch.
Who wasn't?
But like with Catherine Howard, though, like Catherine Howard's like I guess I'm considered promiscuous, but like I'm also surrounded by men that take advantage of me, and like I'm actually really young, and like who's really supposed to tell me that I'm not supposed to be like, who am I to like to tell these men with authority over me? No,
right? Yeah,
let's be real though.
She has few choices otherwise, so they act as if
And like how I recall the story is Catherine Howard was a prostitute, then got married to him, but didn't want to give up her trade because she was just like, nah, the money too good.
But she was also a teenager. Like she literally died at like 17, 18. So I don't know.
Make that money.
Well, hey.
And don't let it make you.
But then
to be honest, he probably felt that he owned her, you know what I mean, at that point. So it was like, you know, she was probably just standing on her ground. Like this now.
I don't know. So I just, you know, I think I like to take
sex with another man, and he was like, no.
Even though we all know that King Henry VIII was a philanderer, like through and through. So, but whatever, you know.
Oh, we already knew he had more children outside of his marriage. But the point is, he's the king. He can do that. She's like the consort, and she can't disrespect him like that.
Right.
Right.
Of course.
Right.
Okay, anyway.
Stay in your place.
Anyways, I'm sorry, y'all. But
let's get to the main topic.
Are we
going to commercial?
Let's do a commercial first.
All right. And then let's get commercial, and then we'll be back.
All right. So that was my commercial. You know, because I have a business and you know, I have a business. Sorry. I'm sorry. This vampire one is great, y'all.
Twice and it was back.
But anyway, so yes, if
so with Ricky Z, she has a business. She handles social media and stuff. So she does.
Yeah, so social media and podcast managing. If you are just needing someone to freaking help you stream your show, I'm your girl. Don't let the internet faultiness fool you. I got my shit down pat. But yeah, so that's Ricky Z social media. So let's go into the main topic.
Yes. All right, so the main topic, we're doing on Dia de los Muertos today. So just like the geeky ancestors that came before us. So we are going to start, I guess, with the day itself, Day of the Dead. So it's like not exactly Halloween, not exactly Hallows Eve, exactly. So it's like a blend of different things. It started with like, you know, indigenous people, maybe like what, 3,000 years ago, something like that. So, yes, definitely 3,000 years ago. With like the Aztecs and like their empire and stuff. and that ancient civilization from like South America usually it generally is where at least this one comes from, mostly because they're like there's a few that are around the world that are mostly that all fall around the same time, but they're obviously under different names. So and the blending of a couple of them is kind of what gave us Dia de los Muertos. So the Aztecs they did their own celebration at the end of summer, actually, like the beginning of September, where they celebrated their ancestors who kind of were there and helping them throughout the year. It was all part of like a whole because they celebrated death as part of like a whole cycle of like of life, essentially, because you die, you have rebirth and things. And then they are wow, it's a hot day today, guys. Sorry, this room is hot. I think that's what it is. This light is killing me, and I'm sweating. All right, so the Day of the Dead is I know I need to, but you know what it is because you heard it before. I had like all those loud noises because there's an airport that's kind of close by. So
just
every
let
once
us
in a
hear
while,
all of New York, Julian. It's fine.
yeah, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. But okay, so they celebrated death as part of a whole cycle of life. So it was a lot of like they believe that like all organisms they kill animals. We kill animals or plant life in order to give ourselves life, essentially. So then it's kind of it was something that they thought that we did for the planet, where we ourselves we died, we would die in all other organisms, and then that would give life to new organisms and things, and then kind of feed the energy of the planet, which I kind of liked because that was very much like the premise of the Eternals that's still kind of coming out. So I was just like, oh, I was reading something about that, and I was like, oh, this sounds very familiar. Of course, the Eternals, they take their mythos more from other derivatives, which is primarily Celtic. Which, of course, as I was saying before, they also believe very similar things, but they call them other names, obviously.
To interject about the Eternals, the other day I was in Walmart and I'm going through the toy aisle, ignoring the toys and trying to fight my addiction, and then I find myself in the aisle are all of the Eternals action figures. I'm like, they're already on clearance, and the movie hasn't even come out yet.
They said we're done with all these.
They're on clearance.
Yeah, they're already on clearance, even though the movie hasn't come out yet.
Okay, I need Angelina Jolie and the black guy. I can't think of his name.
Oh, are they the only ones that you're missing?
I'll have to go back and look.
No, that's
they
all
had
the ones I want.
all of them there.
Okay.
Go back to you, Julian.
Sorry. Okay.
Well,
that's kind of shady, though. I'd have to say, but you think Disney would be a little bit more on top of that, considering the way that they are.
It's Disney's fault for delaying all the movies all past the time where all their toys come out.
But also keep in mind though, like they've been really kind of like off about certain movies, because they're trying to bank on certain demographics to help support it. And so, like, with Shang-Chi and stuff like that, like, if these shows don't do well, these movies don't do well, they're not going to push them like they should. The thing is, they don't push them like they should in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, but when it comes to toys, the toys are normally supposed to debut with the entertainment, not like months before, or, or go on clearance before, like a month before the movie comes out.
They don't treat certain movies the right way. That's the thing. They don't promote them like they should.
Right.
And then get mad, and they use that as a reason for why they shouldn't make certain movies now, because these things didn't do well. Well, y'all didn't give it the full treatment like you normally would the other movies. What are y'all expecting?
Yeah, have a little consistency there, but what are you gonna do? Well, maybe they'll make a second round when it actually comes out, but we'll see how the movie goes. But anyhow, I like that mythos because I thought it, when I first read it, I was just rather when I was doing a little bit more research, because there was pieces of it that I kind of already knew, but like that part in particular, I was just like, oh, okay, that falls in line. that sounds a lot like the Eternals a little bit. I was like, ooh, maybe we're feeding our own celestial guys. Give it a little time, ingesting, Right.
Does anyone else?
Before
Does
you
anyone
know
else
it.
remember growing up being so excited, like for when the Happy Meals come out and they have the toys that's associated with the movies? Like I remember Power Rangers came out and they had.
Uh,
I would love to go and get those toys.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Well, the
No,
Fast Food games were like deep with all the movies. You know what I mean? All the kids'
yeah.
movies at
Hmm.
least.
No, I loved not the toys, but like the really big collector's items, like the plates and the cups. No, like Disney had
Oh,
like
I remember the cups.
the Disney had the cups, but they also had the plates. Like I forgot, like somewhere like in the mid to late '90s, they were like collector's items with the plates. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but
Yeah,
like
honestly, but
got 'em.
speaking of the cups and then being in the spooky season, remember they had like the there was like the witch, there was
The
the
McDonald's cups that
ghost. I think
change
one was like a
colors.
pumpkin, I guess. Yeah, but they had like the whole collector's cups. But it's like that's you knew it was October. You knew it was Halloween when you know when
Hmm.
you get one of those. They were great though. Whatever throwbacks. I'm here for it. Okay, so anyway, so back to it, I guess. The Los Muertos started with indigenous back with the Aztecs and the Mayans. They celebrated essentially death in a way as a whole part of a cycle of life. So then in comes the Spain doing their conquering the way that they do because we love that, which of course then brings Catholicism. So then they do their whole thing where they like to just kind of take what they are already believing and kind of adapt it in. So now we have our something a little bit closer to our modern day Dia de los Muertos, which is kind of been more of an evolving thing over time because cultures evolve, and then I guess that's how that goes. So, so they now we introduce Catholicism to it. So then it becomes a little bit more in line with All Saints Day and / All Souls Day, which is in November. So it moves from the end of summer, which is usually August, September, to the end of October, beginning of November, to kind of coincide with something that is more reflective or more similar in the Catholic faith. So they move everything over that way. But some of the things that they do keep, which are really, really nice, are the altars. So that's actually really the really cute part of it. So like if you know anything about like Dia de los Muertos, like really as far as the imagery goes, which is like really beautiful.
The ofrenda.
The ofrendas, I love those. I know it's nice. I know. Whatever, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It's funny because my okay. So we don't exactly we're Colombian, but we don't exactly celebrate Dia de los Muertos. But now I feel like my mom always has, because she's got an ofrenda, you know what I mean? So she's got like all of my grandparents and stuff, and like all of her family members and all of her family members that have passed and stuff, and they she's got a candle and everything. So she kind of has one that's technically there year round. So I'm just like, okay, now I see it. I didn't, certain things that you don't pick up at when you're like a kid, but like now when you see them and like you're just like, oh, okay, I didn't realize you've always had that. And it's like, oh, you've always been this person. Okay, I see you, girl. Because we've never sat down and actually like celebrated that kind of
Never
that
sat down
holiday.
and talked about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but not even. We don't even. You know what I mean? Because like the day for Dia de los Muertos, we've never like done the whole nine. Like where you go to the cemetery, you pay your respects. You go with the flowers. You do that. I mean that becomes a little bit more Mexican centric, I would say, in that way. But it's still something that is kind of celebrated through Latin America in a different way, I guess. So it's usually a little bit more toned down. It's a little bit more watered down, I guess. In most of the other areas, it's just more and it's much more vibrant in Mexico, which is its originator. So which is why when you see it, you see all the sugar skulls, and then you see all the marigold flowers, which are like the orange flowers and stuff, and they're all over everything. So then the beginning is they go to it's a party in the cemetery, which I'm here for. I'm like, oh, spooky season, yes, I'm here for it. But it's like it's not spooky at all. There's nothing really spooky about it. It's all celebration and everything. So that's one of the really key things that like really sets it apart. Is like because usually when we think about visiting the cemetery and the dead and the people who pass, it's like no, it's sad. No, none of that. It's all good time. Also, it's a good time because the whole point is that you're supposed to be energizing your ancestors' spirits for their journey in the afterlife. So that is the most important thing. You want to keep them alive and happy with good energy when they go on from there. So during that time, try and be really it's sad because we miss them, but we're happy that we're there ever. So we're here for it. Also, it is great. It's a great time to drink to the dead. And pay respects to them. So usually that's why you see a lot of tequila because everyone in Mexico drinks tequila apparently, but they do really though at the same time because it is like the easiest like liquor for them.
Look, the tequila in Mexico is nothing like the tequila they make here in America, and it's so much better. It's so smoother. Look, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, oh my god, but it's also a little bit more potent.
Someone's excited about tequila.
I love tequila. Actually, I love me a good margarita.
Oh really? You know what? I've had too much tequila in my life. Now it's a little hard to drink. Like literally, I smell tequila and I'm like, oh, I can't. It's
oh no.
That's how it was after college.
I know it's so sad though because I do like tequila. Like I liked it at least at a time. You know what I mean? And like one of my really good friends, he still is. I don't know how he's doing it, but that man drinks tequila to like it's his blood. And I'm like, how are you living right now? Just the thought of it, and I'm like, oh, I'm sick already. God. Anyway. I'm like the worst Latino sometimes because I don't like spicy foods. I don't drink tequila. I like
really? Where you at?
My Spanish is bien indio. It's so bad. But I try. I swear to God, I'm like there.
I don't think you do.
Huh? No, I do. I really do. It's actually it's improved a lot over the years. So no worries. But anyway, I come from a very whitewashed origin. Anyway, so it's a journey. It's a journey. Moving on from there, we had the Catholicism. So now we have Dia de los Muertos, which has all the sugar skulls and everything. So also the sugar skulls are supposed to be for the ancestors. You make one for each of your dead ancestors. But I guess it's like a candy, but it's almost too sugary to actually eat. So like they usually give it to like the kids to eat because like they'll eat anything that's got all that sugar in it. But like any adult is like, no, this is like a little bit too much. This is a lot. You can only have like a little bit of it. So it's funny because they go, oh, they're cute sugar skulls. Oh yeah, they're candy treats. No, it's like diabetes like in a ball. No, you don't need any of that. But other than that, they have the marigolds and stuff, and you have your party at the cemetery, and then your ofrenda, which is like an altar essentially, with things that just represent your past ancestors. So, and that kind of brings us to where we are today. So what I wanted to ask you guys was some of the crap. I wrote it down. I should probably look at it because I had the perfect wording for it. And of course now a bitch doesn't know anything, so but he tries. Whatever.
Jermaine, are you frozen?
Just a smidgen.
I better not be.
Ooh.
Oh, you are. Ooh, we hear you, but your face isn't moving. Okay, so then
I'm sorry, I got stuck watching Ricky and her pet lemur or whatever that is that jumped in her arm.
Can we talk about it? It's Don't
do her like that, okay? First of all, this is Garnet, and she is a pit, and she's going to like completely terrorize everything that I have in my house right now. But it's okay because she's precious beyond all measure. Don't get in my mouth.
Okay, you guys missed it before, but I don't know if she even knows it, but your son was on camera before, and he was just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Not crazy stuff.
Before
he was just having a good old time, and I was just like, I'm not sure what's happening here.
That's kind of just how it is.
They're so cute though.
Don't tell him that.
Don't let him.
Don't beat the madness.
Don't say this out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then, all right. So I wanted to know what some of your own like geeky influences were. Like, what were some of your ancestors that came before you? Who influenced the geek that you are today? I would say. So I'm going to start with one really quick. Mine is actually All right. So the Colombian side of my family, we actually have a few people that are a little bit more famous than I thought, I guess. I was like, bitch, what? So my like great uncle was like the first like Colombian runner in like the Olympics in 1936, the Nancy Olympics in 1936 in Germany. I was like, bitch, what? No way. I was like, I had no idea. So it's like we have like only yeah, we have like a few people that are like that. And then I had like his brother was a journalist, and like and one of their kids was a journalist, and so there's a lot of like political activism, I would say, spirit that has been in my family, that has kind of passed its way down. So for me, that's geeky. You know what I mean? It's not the conventional geeky part. There are more of those, but that one is a pretty strong one. It's a strong vein in my family. I have found it. I'm just like, oh, okay. I see that there's a few people that are like that, but that one was a nice one. I was like, oh, I didn't know that he was like the first Colombian to. Oh, and also my another uncle, okay, like 2 generations down or so, is like one of the first Colombians to be on the like Red Sox and like play for like the Red Sox and the Cardinals or something like that back in the day. I was just I have it here, that's stupid. Yeah, it was like on the Cardinals. Jackie Gutierrez. He was my great uncle's like son's son or something like that. Anyway, so but you know, and like we were close with like parts of their family and stuff, like, you know, because we weren't so far stretched out, rather we weren't so far removed, so it was really cool. And I was just like, oh, I didn't know that these people were like that, so that they had all that. But the political vein definitely contributes to the geek that is in me today. So I don't know if anyone had anyone else, but I would like to field that question to anyone willing with a nice story.
I do. Growing up, my brother, well, his brothers and cousins, but my brother, he gave me his Star Wars sheets. He sort of passed those down to me, and he used to explain the stories to me and play with me with my action figures until it became cool and left.
Oh, cool.
But
No.
oh no, come back. But my brothers and my cousins, they used to take all of my cousins and put us in a room. We used to have to watch horror movies constantly. And so like my cousins would start crying, but I would be the only one like, give me more, give me more, give me more. And so like it just started this whole geekdom with me and horror movies, and from then on, this is where I am now. Me and Lord Zed just hanging out, watching horror movies.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's cute.
Shout out to my brother and my cousins.
Oh, we love that. We love that. Oh, my brother was also a big Transformers fan with myself. We loved Transformers when we were kids.
I didn't really understand. Oh, sorry, Zed. I didn't really understand Transformers.
Oh, but what wasn't understandable? I mean, like
turn into people.
Yeah. I don't know why cars. I mean, I know why cars, but like when I always enjoyed it when it was a different vehicle, I guess. So, especially because all the cars were like the run of the mill. Of course, one was an 18-wheeler. The other one's a sports car.
With Transformers specifically, they were a toy before they were a cartoon, of course. They were a toy called Deformers in Japan, and then America was like, oh, we're gonna license those and make those into toys in America. But like kids wouldn't like latch onto it unless they actually knew the thing. So then they started producing a cartoon about it. And so the whole premise is they're an alien race that's hiding in plain sight, trying to like one up each other,
essentially,
and get to continue like alien race livelihood from their dead planet. But I don't know why humans are so important.
Well, to be honest, specifically the Beast Wars was actually the one that got us hooked, because that was a little bit more our time. You know what I mean? Well, no, actually not true because the
Beast
original,
Wars is the good
we
one.
did watch, but the Beast Wars is really what kind of reeled us in because we were like, I guess, Transformers fans from like back in the day because we did
That's
watch
because
those.
we were kids in the 90s. We weren't
Yeah,
around
we
for
were
the
still
80s.
kids. Yeah. Well, I was
Not me.
around for the parts of the 80s, enough of the 80s. I remember the original cartoon. Sorry, I did watch the original cartoon. I watched
1800s.
yes, the 1800s. I watched Speed Racer back in the day. Like those are my go-tos. So like
I'm part of the '90s generation that still had like remnants of like the '80s. Like
yeah, that's what I mean. We had like
they were still maybe in syndication or they were on VHS.
yeah, because
And
I was
you
born
Oh,
at the
definitely.
I was born
yes.
at the end of the 80s, so I guess
Yeah.
technically the 90s is like
The
when I was a
Blockbuster
conscious
generation.
creature, you know. So like I
I was
don't
in
know,
the
we had
middle.
remnants of it. But yeah, so that one was one of ours. But,
Yeah.
Jermaine, how about you? I know you've got like a couple
Oh.
of really close ones, influences.
Okay, so let me take you down this journey.
Oh God.
So when my mom was a kid, my uncle, both of my uncles were huge into Star Trek, like Star Trek, the original series when it first started, like Star Trek and the Man from Uncle and all that spy junk. And since she was younger than they were, she had to watch it, and it scared
really
her.
fast.
Like
The new Man from Uncle was so good. P.S.
What?
The new installment of the Man from Uncle or whatever, you know, the revamp or whatever they did
the one with Armie Hammer.
Is that who that is? No, Henry Cavill was in it. Like the most recent version of it.
Was that who it was?
Good. Yeah, it was Henry Cavill. It was so good. P.S. If you guys see it, watch it. It's really
Okay, yeah. Armie Hammer was in The Lone Ranger. Oh shoot, The Lone Ranger. Okay, so honestly, my family's geekiness comes from my grandma and her westerns, which leads into
yeah.
which leads into I've watched all the westerns.
There's like a certain age that
when they don't watch that stuff. Yeah.
Yes, like literally, they will just migrate.
Well, you know what it was? They had limited channels, I think, at the time.
But I guess so. But like, I remember like my grandfather and uncle my grandfather and uncle, they would literally sit and watch Bonanza all day, well until like the 2000s if they could, because they wanted to watch the westerns all the time. There's a certain age.
Oh
like,
no!
That's all I want.
It wasn't just Bonanza. It was Bonanza, Gunsmoke, Lone Star, Paladin.
Oh, Gunsmoke.
She had all of them. And you know, Star Trek was just a western set in space.
Yeah.
Originally. And just junk like that. My mom used to watch like 60s anime and stuff, like Eighth Man and Speed Racer and whatever else came on, because slim pickings then. But from me, when I was a kid, when I was conscious enough to do it, Mom got me into everything, and she regrets it all. She used to watch like the 1960s Batman with me every Sunday, and that made me love Batman. My dad bought me my first action figure, which was I had a Batman action figure first, and then my dad bought me a Storm action figure from like the first series of the X-Men, and I didn't know who she was, so I was using her as a villain, because I don't know her. I know Batman. He's a good guy.
Rude.
And she's in all black, so obviously she has to be a bad guy.
Oh, you can't be disrespecting her like that.
And my mom was like, saw me playing, and she was like, "Why is Storm a bad guy?" I was like, "Cause she's all black." And Mom's like, "No, she's a good guy. She's on the X-Men. What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know what that is." So she went out of her way to get the X-Men from Blockbuster to show me how wrong I was.
She's like, no, I need to show you why you are wrong.
Let me show you why you're wrong.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
She's like, I need to educate this youth. I refuse. She said, I refuse to have any any relative of mine.
Jermaine,
She was not about it. So
what's funny is I
that's
remember
what started me on
watching Star Trek with my
X-Men
mom too.
and Batman. And then, like, you know how you have like story time and your parents sit you down and they're like, like Dr. Seuss and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not her. My mom was like, story time. Time to bust out the Terry Goodkind, Terry Brooks, and all of my fantasy books.
Yes. I'm here for it though. That's gonna be me when I'm a parent. I'm gonna be like, oh, you Animorphs? That's gonna be one of your first introductions? Absolutely.
Mine's gonna be a grimoire.
No, the first book I read. Shoot, what was the first book I read? I think my first book was like The Mouse and the Motorcycle.
I don't remember that. I feel like I should know
remember
that.
I remember that book.
The name sounds familiar.
Oh yeah, that's like second, third grade content right there. The Mouse and the Motorcycle.
Uh-huh. It was about this mouse, Ralph, who wanted to be like human or whatever, and he got this like toy motorcycle that he could actually make go by making the motorcycle sound.
Oh, okay. I wish that would work, bitch. Save me on gas.
Right?
One day.
And it was really, really cute. And the movie used to come on ABC like every so often, like every fall or something like that. There would be like the special Mouse and the Motorcycle movie, and I would never miss it.
I might have had a movie with his magic motorcycle. I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it.
And then from then on, my mom just kept watching anime. And so
wait, really fast, your mom introduced you to Terry Goodkind? Sorry.
Yes.
I'm dying.
Yeah, Terry Goodkind, Terry Brooks, Robert Jordan. She read all that mess.
Julian, are you dead?
Wait, stop. I am dead. Wait, your mom has read Real Time?
Oh.
Already?
Yeah. I could show you the entire library. It's in the garage.
Wait, have you finished?
Jermaine said, "Don't recite the magic to her. She was there when it was written." Okay.
Okay, Jay.
And that's on Aslan. And that is on Aslan.
Okay, Jay.
Yes. Wait, so how you haven't finished it though? I think you read pieces of it, right?
No,
pieces
because
of what?
At some point
of the Wheel of Time,
I was just like, whatever, and she was like, "I'm reading this without you. Forget you, kid."
She left you. She left you behind because that's right. Because that shit is fire. She couldn't help herself. Oh, I'm here for it. See,
I'm way back on like book 3. She's up on like book 22.
Book 3 was so good though.
Where were you last season, Jermaine? So for like the one or two episodes you were guesting on, like
yes, but no way. How come I've never known that? Oh my god, can I talk to your mom for like? can you forward her number to me? Cause can we? I have words. I have ideas. Oh god, man, what Real Time? Love that shit. You know me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know you had like really direct like geek influence. I'm a little bit. I'm not jealous, but I'm like jealous.
I'm pretty sure she's forgotten a lot of them. But if you say something, it'll hit her memory, and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, remember when?" Yeah. Oh, see, bitch.
Actually, you know what? My parents would more geek out with me with other things. Like my mom would with because okay, my great grandmother was like a grand seamstress kind of thing. She was technically she was a really good seamstress, at least like where she lived. You know what I mean? Like she was the seamstress of the Puebla. All right, so so you know. So they got into crafting and things. So my grandma would do with crafting and would get into crafting, and she sewed a little bit. And then my mom would get into crafting, but then like I'm the one who like really flourished there. And so my mom would always say, "Oh, you're channeling mamita. I'm channeling her grandmother and things like that." And actually, the first sewing machine that I've used and that I like really honed my skills on, I suppose, what skill I have was at my grandmother's actual sewing, like my great grandmother's actual sewing machine from like whatever fucking time that was.
Oh my
I don't know. Okay, so somebody said I saw a meme the other day. P.S. And it was like, oh, blah blah blah, 30 years ago, something 30 years ago, and then I was thinking 1970s, and then I had to think about it and be like, no, 30 years ago is definitely not the 1970s, and I was just like,
no, it's not.
It's so terribly wrong. If you
No.
said 30 years ago to me, I would
It's the
actually
90s.
1970s. I'm not thinking it's like 2020 and like that's the 90s. What is happening? Time is just I don't understand it anymore.
Right.
Time keeps on slipping into the future.
30 years ago was within our lifetime.
I know, but still, you know, it's just like
Technically my lifetime. My God.
I know it's but it's like I guess the spirit that you feel. So it's just it's
I don't like
funny.
that.
It's
That's
that
dead.
meme was so yeah, that was like that meme was murder. I was like somebody's trying to catch me dead. Someone's trying to catch me dead. So you know, I think I don't know. It was a very relatable moment because I was just like, oh, the timing, I can't get it right. But yes. So like, oh god. So that's my point. So I can't remember what time period we're talking about when my great grandmother was like alive and reigning because I don't know what time I'm in. Okay, so I can't help you.
Time is irrelevant. What are you
I'm
talking
really
about?
trying, but I just can't do it. I can't do it. So.
Time is irrelevant.
It's a mess, but yeah. So I like the sewing machine that I've like learned with and stuff was my great grandmother's, and she was like the grand seamstress. So it's like her spirit kind of like channels through me every time I'm using it. Although it needs a little bit of repair, I have to say. It is very old though, so you mean it runs into kinks. It doesn't run as smoothly as like a newer one does. So it does need a little bit more work. So I don't use it as much. But go ahead, yeah, Vicky.
Oh, okay. So for me, I don't necessarily have a specific ancestor or relative that can like I can connect like my geekiness to. Like, you know, I have like random thing. I have an uncle who won a Grammy. His name is Timmy Thomas.
Yes.
He plays the organ. He had a song called "Why Can't We Live Together," and Drake sampled it for Hotline Bling. You know when that came out.
Oh,
But yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Really?
So like
the royalties.
look, and so there's that, and then cousin by marriage, Philip Lawrence. He's for like I've known his family, so my cousin's married into his family, but I've known that family since I was a baby. And like the whole family are singers, but like Philip, he's a producer. Like he wrote some of the music, wrote some of the music for Jingle Jangle. He's done stuff for Brandy. Yeah. I remember like I was in elementary school and he worked at Disney for a little bit, but he also like was a backup dancer for NSYNC way back when. But like if you know who Philip Lawrence is, you might have seen him a good chunk of the time. Right. But he actually I don't know if he was with that part of NSYNC. I think he was more like that first album. But like he was with Bruno Mars a lot. Like he helped write a lot of his stuff. And so if you've seen a picture of Philip Lawrence and you go back to any of like the earlier stuff of Bruno Mars, you've seen his face. So like by marriage, that would be the closest thing. But it's like as far as like direct like geekiness, I don't think I had that. Maybe stuff for like music wise. But like I'm very grateful for the family that like that would completely indulge my hyper focus things I was focusing on at the time and throughout my life. And whatever I was really quirky about, they would remember and would support it in some way, whether it's like bringing me material, giving me supplies, sending me music, artwork, CDs, whatever.
I always
They
live
were
for that.
Yes, I loved it. So like it might not necessarily be like what I was still into at the time, but like I knew that they paid attention to the things that I was into.
Yeah.
And like thank goodness for so like my mom's the youngest of 8, and so like all my aunts and uncles in some form or fashion has supported me in like whatever quirkiness things that I've done, like whatever I've been into. They're like they'll do whatever, whether that means they might go to a concert because I was a music major. They might go to a concert. They might watch this show. Things like that. And it might not be what they're into, but
they'll give it a
they'll
whirl.
support. Yes, they'll support me regardless, and I'm very thankful for that. So like, they're the best. And so like, but the most direct thing I can think of is my uncle Keith. Shout out to him. I don't know if he's watching, but he lives in Minneapolis, and he's the uncle that would take me to movies every holiday.
Yeah.
Anytime I would see him, he would take me to the movies. So like that was our thing. So the kind of the going into like any type of like film media, he would take me. He got into Fifi Dobson when I got into it back in like late middle school, high school. Look, yes, like just like that basically
Fifi
like
Dobson is the deepest cut.
Look, I'm saying, forget Avril Lavigne. If you were into Fifi Dobson, what were you doing?
Right?
Look, but I'm saying that, but like,
junk. What?
She was. She still is. But like,
Ow.
I played some of that music, and he would listen to it like months later, and be like, "Oh yeah, I heard some of that new stuff from her," and I'm like,
I had one uncle who was like that.
I was like, I really appreciate that you would even consider some of the things that I'm into, which for me it might seem quirky or like just completely like out of the realm, but like you'll at least consider it, acknowledge it, and maybe even give me something to help further it along, even though I might space out and do something different later.
Well, so like it's enough. It contributes to who you are. That's
yes. So
for sure.
So it's the feeling that like regardless of what I'm into, even if it might not seem like mainstream, that they acknowledged it and they supported it, and they're like, cool, get into it. As long as you're into something and you're staying out of trouble, we're into it. We like it. If you like it, we love it. That's the thing. That's what I get from my family, and that's always been a great thing. But I really think I got into like I found my people in college. So not necessarily family, but like I really found my people in college.
Your tribe,
yeah.
You're like going to living on like a living on like a fine arts campus, like, and being surrounded by like majority music, art, and theater majors. Like we could get into all the crazy different things and like geek out about different stuff. One of my really good friends, one of my bridesmaids, she and I, like, I think like right before she moved away, was like, we would sit and play Pokemon on our Game Boys, old school Game Boys. Like we're in our 20s at this point, and like, and like it's okay, and like we understand each other, and we enjoy these things, and that's one of my best memories of college. Is just having these people that are totally into these things that I'm into, and like not even just like the same people, just different, a whole bunch of people can be into so many different things. And you can all just get together and enjoy those things. That's what I loved about college. So, and I'm still friends with those people.
I feel like our generation, we had to, because we were like the cusp between when geek was like cool and then not, when it was not and then it was rather, So it's like you either had the pioneers who stood in their geekdom, or you know, the ones who were just like, they kind of just supported it as it was growing, but they themselves weren't like partakers, you know. So it's like this weird custom
begrudgingly.
Generally, usually, to be perfectly honest, it was usually begrudgingly, because to be like, as she was talking about the one uncle who like would really get into her music. I had one uncle who I'm pretty sure he was the one who was into the music first, and then he would bequeath the burned CD, and I'm like, oh, I've never heard these songs before. And I'm like, okay, this is new for me, bitch. I was like, oh, here you are listening to like Jessica Simpson remakes with like this, that, and the other thing on the. I was like, who burned this CD, sir? I was like, how old are you, man? Because I know that you're definitely too old to be listening to this. But anyhow, so it was just like, it was funny. So like, I got that. But he was also the same one who like begrudgingly kind of supported any of like the geeky part of me, because he was just like, oh, you know, he was more like the sports kind of guy. You know, he like did sports all his life, and then he went into the military and things. So then, okay, Julia's the sissy, and he's a geek. Oh God, forget it. You know that way. He's got a lot to come to terms with. He had a lot to come to terms with. Let's put it that way. So, you know. So,
you know what?
But he was the part. He was the part where he could. He just wasn't on the same page. Sorry.
Speaking of jocks versus geeks, so my mom, big old geek, right? But my dad is totally not. Like, he is the jockiest of jocks. Like, he used to burn me up as a kid because I'd be like in the middle of whatever cartoon I was watching. They'd go to commercial. I'd run to the kitchen to get a snack, and then come back, and it's basketball. Like,
played you.
That's how my sister was to me.
My dad was kind of like that. My dad was a football player, and he went to college for a little bit and played some football. But like, he is for him, it's more like, as long as you're doing something active, you're fine. Like, I would try at least one sport at least for 2 years, all the time, whatever. But he was supportive of me doing music. But like, he would low key still get things that like kind of spark some of my geekiness, like video games. The first time he got a Sega Genesis, and he got a Barbie game for me, but I didn't play that as often. I want to play I want to play Sonic. I played Sonic.
Right.
But he was also the one that got me the N64. And like, didn't mind that I was into like WWF and WWE for a little while. Or he got my first Game Boy for me and got me the first Pokemon game. Look, Dad, you might not want to admit it, but you started that. That's all you, my dude. That's all you, my dude. So shout out to Ricky Ware.
I want to say that, sidebar, I'm so glad I grew up a boy, because in my family, if you're a girl and you have video games, all your video games are going to be Barbie video games. And I would have flipped all the tables having to deal with that.
But like, literally, that was literally the only one. That was the only one.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I think that might have been like the one time I chose it. But any other, I wanted Sonic. I had Sonic. There was like All Real Monsters video Sega game.
Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh God.
Oh no, Toe Jam and Earl.
Toe Jam and Earl. That was probably like one of my very first like real video game like loves, because that shit was really hard. I still to this day have never built a damn rocket and got them off this fucking planet over it.
My dad would like play like these gaming systems were his, but like no, they were from me. I played those gaming systems, and like he did like the Sega Genesis. He'll say it's his.
Wait, which Sonic was your favorite? Which Sonic?
I don't remember, but it was early Sonic. It was like early 90s. So like,
mine was the one with the tail. Mine Sonic Tails. Once they introduced Tails, I was.
I don't think Tails wasn't in that one.
Everybody's favorite is Sonic 2.
I don't think Tails was in that one.
It's Sonic 2.
No,
But,
and then the one with Knuckles. Sorry, random. Knuckles.
Knuckles, yeah, I remember that
right,
one.
but so Dad would be like, "Oh yeah, this is totally mine," but I'm the main one playing the game. Like you might play it a little bit, but I'm the one playing the Sega
Well,
Genesis.
that's just about control. He's
Look, whatever. And then
he
he bought the N64. Talk about it's his, but I'm the one playing the WWF game on there, and I took it with me when I moved out of state, so it was mine.
Yes.
And I got Super Smash Brothers, so that was mine. So you started the gamer in me, Dad. What very little that I had, but that was me. That was Dad, all him.
Now that I think about it, my parents were the same way with me. Like I remember, of course, I have this thing about Jean Grey, but I could never find a Jean Grey action figure, and so my parents were the ones that I had a little table where you play pool, or it goes into the little air hockey thing, and there was one more thing that it does. So I woke up Christmas and all my toys were on the table, like Catwoman, whenever Batman Return came out, that's the year. So it was Catwoman, Penguin, Batman, and all these other X-Men. And so I had a great time. And then after all those gifts, and I put my toys in, my mom gave me this package, and it was Phoenix. It was Jean Grey Phoenix, and I still have it in my closet right now. I cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. Acts of kindness make me really sad, make me really emotional. So I just boo-hooed.
You boo-hooed.
Mom.
No, it's true.
She was great. She was really good for that.
Oh, my grandmother. Look, my grandmother passed away when I was in 7th grade. But so my grandmother is the reason why I am a Jim and the Holograms fan. So
Really?
so by the time so by the time that I was old enough to remember anything, Jim and the Holograms was already off the air, maybe syndicated at that point, but they were still putting them. I think they had them on VHS tape, and so there was this random boxing gym in my hometown, walking distance, a couple blocks away from my grandmother's house, where I stayed at a lot. She would walk there. She didn't have a car, so she walked there, rent Jim and the Hologram VHS tapes for me to watch, and that's where I became a Jim and the Holograms fan. As a little kid in the early 90s, I loved having those VHS tapes and being able to watch them all the time. I still honestly think my VHS collection is still at my grandparents' house right now, hidden somewhere underneath their TV. I loved just being able to watch those movies, and I watched those TV shows. And when I saw Jim and the Holograms on Netflix, I flipped my lid and made my child watch them with me.
She was like, "No, I'm done."
I flipped my lid. I was like, "Oh my gosh, we're going to watch these, and we're going to sing the songs, and we're going to talk about how the Misfits were actually better than the Holograms." And they were, and that's okay. You can still love.
She should have been a black girl because.
I mean,
but
you know what, Ricky?
You
just reminded me of one of my grandmas. Something about growing up with my grandma. I forgot all about this. So you remember when Pokemon cards were everywhere on the playground, right?
Yes.
They just started and took over the world. Me and my cousins started collecting them and playing them and whatever. And we would always go and convene at my grandma's house and hang out. And play together because it's the central zone.
Right.
Well, eventually she would be like, "Y'all down there with your Pokemans." And we're like, "It's Pokemon. What are you saying? Get out of here."
She'd be the first one to buy you some more cards, though, I bet.
Yeah.
Where your Pokemans at?
This woman would start we convinced her to take us to the comic shop once and buy us each a pack of cards. And and she's like, "Oh, y'all really like that?" We're like, "Uh-huh." And we were juiced. We are so juiced. Next time, 3 months later, when summer rolled around, because that was in springtime, summer rolls around, we all go to grandma's house. We're all we whip out our cards and stuff. And she's like, oh, y'all like that? Well, how about this? This woman had her own collection.
Shut
like,
up.
all set up in binders.
Surprise.
Yes,
Surprise. Oh, and the binders. Those are the best ones. Those are when you know that you're like a true collector.
binders.
I'm sorry. A true collector is
my
like a
God,
binder
with the
collector.
screen
She
protectors.
Yes.
Yes.
Man.
I had
She
the
had
comic
got
books,
into it
the
because of
cards,
us.
all of that.
And she would play with us.
Oh, that's
my
awesome,
God.
though. I love that.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yay. Okay,
Oh
guys.
man. Okay, because yeah, that makes me miss my grandmother so much.
Okay. So
Mhm.
we're gonna wrap this up.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
so
no, because
Los
I'm enjoying this
Muertos.
so much.
I know, I like these. I love these stories, guys. I'm totally here for that stuff. Because, to be honest, okay, I have a few extra ones that I'm like, oh, but I can't. Wait, anyway. That's the mean, like, you know, every time we all say something, we're like, okay, that's right. There is actually more. There is more than we thought. You know, we're like,
So
that's right. You know, we have a lifetime of geek.
The
that
rabbit
lives
hole is
before
deep
us,
here at
right?
Geekin' Out.
Yes,
oh my
we
gosh,
love
it's
that
so
stuff.
emotional. This is so cool.
So before we wrap it up, though, you know, as the one that's like a mom is a mom in this.
Not like a mom.
No, like I am a mom, but like
Definitely
that,
mom.
but like, but thinking about it, like that's kind of why I'm like I'm so I have to remember this when I'm talking or letting my daughter kind of explore the things that she's into now. So like she's not necessarily into Pokemon, which is cool, you know, that's fine. But she's into K-pop. She likes K-pop.
Yeah.
She loves
You gotta
to
nurture what
draw.
you see.
She loves to draw. She
that
loves
was
to
my
dance.
other one.
She's low key musical theater, but like she's into Tim Burton, and she's into that stuff, and just like a lot. And when we're talking about books, because like she's been able to read since she was before pre-K, but like at what point do you make reading? Do you do reading for enjoyment or reading for, you know, because school's requiring you to read? And so like letting her find things that she enjoys, like she's into like the mystical, witchcraft, supernatural, which is like, yes, I'm so glad, I'm so happy. But
Barnes and Noble trips, those were my favorite. I did that with my mom a
look,
lot. I will
but
give her
also,
that.
but it's so hard
She's
as a
still on the
mom
track.
because you're just like, is it appropriate? And plus, like, I have that mom / teacher hat on, so like it's conflicting half the time. But just like being supportive of the things that your child is into and like the quirky things that they're into and that they enjoy, and like that's why like, I love doing those types of things with my kids. Like she's gonna be Amethyst from Steven Universe this year. Like yeah, like I'm into it. So let's go get the costume. She wanted to be Wednesday Addams. Girl, look.
Yep.
Ain't nothing but a thing. Listen, I can braid your hair. We can find a black dress. Look,
Easy.
Look, if you follow me on Facebook at all, and you've ever seen any of my daughter's like Wednesday photos, she has the look.
Yes. Oh, that's great.
She's
That's
got
great when they can channel it. That's when it's like,
yes,
girl, you
like
into this.
that's so her, and I love that about her, and I want to support that as much as possible, as much as it's feasibly possible, because that's stuff can be expensive.
Obviously, but no, 100%. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
So like you know, like so like not only like talking about the things that made us geeks, but like my kids are geeks, and like passing it on and supporting the things that they're geeky about, and even if I'm not really into them, like, you know, showing some interest in supporting that. That's
I want to say,
that.
Moving to Atlanta, I met a lot of cool people, and so we have like this action figure exchange program. So like some of us may be like in Target or Walmart, and someone will FaceTime me like, "Hey, do you have this?" I was like, "I don't." Or my friend Jose, if you're watching, he made me this power coin like with his 3D printer because Kimberly is my favorite Ranger.
Ooh, that's nice.
And so like the geekdom just continues how they just come, and he actually gave me Lord Zed too. So it's just like.
That's where they came from. Okay.
I know.
We love that. I actually wanted a 3D printer so bad. I was actually talking about that the other day.
They were on sale for $100.
I know, but the only thing is, I really wish that they made everything like everything was biodegradable materials. That is my
okay. The world's screwed anyway. Just use it.
I know. Because for nothing else, for the costume power that it would bring, I was like, oh, the things I can make with this. Are you kidding?
Maleficent,
Oh
you
my
would be a
god!
nasty Maleficent.
All of the accessories, it'd be crazy. So, but we love that though. We love the gifts. I know you're a Pink Ranger fan. So was I actually. So was I. I'm not gonna lie. It's Pink Ranger and then the Black Ranger.
Yeah, I'm Team Kimberly for the.
Actually, technically, the Blue Ranger.
Oh, Billy.
Billy's third place. It was always the Brainiacs. I don't know why, but it was just like.
I was always.
I always had to play as Billy because I was the smart one in the group.
I
always like the pretty cheerleaders.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but that's a thing.
Okay. So, all right. So, thank you all for. Well, okay, we're gonna wrap it up a little bit. So, first, I'm gonna start with thank you all for joining us. Like,
Next week.
subscribe, follow. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. You can follow us, of course. But you'll definitely catch us live on the former 3. Also. Next week.
Shit, it's my turn, isn't it? Damn.
It is.
We will be back next week. We'll be back next week, but you know what? It's gonna be right after Halloween. So to be honest, we are gonna talk about Halloween probably a little bit. It's literally the next day, but we all know what we're doing. We all know being for Halloween. Yeah, I know Ricky, we're gonna be a part of it. We saw part of the costume. That's gonna be really nice.
Yes.
I'm excited for that. Jermaine, do you know you're being yet? Or this is what causes the dilemma of the water. Is that what it is? You've been trying to find your Halloween costume? You gotta have one.
I've been planning on doing Skeletor for like all month. And I have materials, but I have not gotten to touch any of it.
None of it?
So the armor is only half finished. The greaves are half finished. I still have to sew the cape. Like you,
No, I know the feeling. You can do it because I have my Scream costume. Like it's gonna be all that hard, but it kind of is. Whatever. Everything is pinned, but I have to like run it through the machine, then run them all together. You know what I mean? And then shred it from there. But it's just like it's mostly set and ready. All the patterns are done.
I was turning my coworker into Beast Boy, and.
Take some time.
I haven't done that either.
One thing at a time. Okay, I hear you. Okay, what about you, Tamon?
Me and my posse, we're going as the sexy vampires from Lost Boys.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have some
Lost Boys.
Vampires from what?
Lost Boys is on Netflix.
Lost Boys.
That's on like Netflix, isn't it?
It is on Netflix.
I want somebody to go as the Hex. I want somebody to go as the Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that would be so fun.
I want someone to do that soon.
Ooh. One of the who's?
The Hex Girls, the vampire singing group from Scooby-Doo.
That'd be so cute. What?
Yeah, but it's gonna be a lot of nakedness and fishnetty and long hair, some eyes, some blood.
I'm here for it. I want pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so because I took the time to go look at the spreadsheet, and luckily it is the November 1st, which is the day after Halloween. We're talking about Tim Burton films. So right.
Love it.
Someone got so happy.
I'm like, no, because I was thinking to myself, like, holy crap, no. Timon did horror films. Jermaine just did Thundercats, and we're on Julian's episode. I'm like, holy shit, it's my turn. Let me figure out what I'm gonna be talking about because I haven't done the graphics for it yet.
It's anyhow, so we will it's alright. We'll see us next week, nonetheless.
Yeah, we'll be here.
So
we will see
wear
you
our
all
costumes
next week.
Or
oh my god, let's wear if you have wear your costumes.
Ooh,
Yeah, whatever you want to do before, we'll do it.
Sure, cool. I can do my makeup. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, hey. If you can jimmy it, you can jimmy what you can jimmy what you can jimmy. I mean, we'll take it.
What, Julian?
As in, because he doesn't want to do the full face and like the prosthetics, whatever it is. You know, if you want to do a more watered down version, that's fine.
I'll do a Twilight vampire. It's fine.
Yeah,
Give us some flavor. Just want some flavor.
It
That's
doesn't
all.
have to be. It doesn't have to have all the grandeur of the night before the Halloween night. But
I will
I'm
at least
sure
wear
I'll do something.
my
But we'll
garnet
take
glasses.
it.
I will.
I mean, technically, all we get is like the the waist up every time anyway. So
I'll have on a wig.
But yes. Oh, wait,
Okay.
y'all. Before we close out, though, so like, make sure you like and subscribe to our show, and follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. We're on Instagram, TikTok, all the things, and One Media is on Twitter too. You can watch us on there if you're feeling froggy. But also, like, on the group page, follow our Facebook group, like the Geeking Out crew on Facebook, because that's where we'll post little articles and things that we're really into, and we'll interact with you more on there. But then make sure you do that. But also, y'all, make sure you show your Halloween costume pics. I want to see some pics on the group page.
Oh yeah!
I will post mine. We will post ours. But I want to see everybody else's stuff too. Yes. So if you haven't already, like, find us on Facebook, Geeking Out, and also our Facebook group, Geeking Out, the Geeking Out crew. If you are not sure how to find us, like, friend us. So, like, I use my government name for the most part. Find us. And like, just join it, and we want to see what you guys are up to and what you're doing.
And do.
Yeah. Yes. All right.
So thank you all for thank you all for thank you all for joining us, being here with us, and thank you for the cast, of course. And we'll see you guys next Monday at 8:00, Facebook Live, YouTube, and otherwise, you guys have a great week. Feliz Dia de los Muertos. Have a happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Bye, y'all.